Okay, so I hope you got on well with your AR quizzes, your STAR quizzes yesterday. I appreciate it was probably quite a lot for you today to do. So today I'm just going to read you chapter 3 of Skunk and Badger. All you have to do is listen, and it's not very long. Chapter 3. So as you will remember, they've just finished breakfast, and Badger's a bit worried because Skunk has disappeared. Thump, thump. Skunk. Badger stuffed the muffin into his mouth, swallowed, and pushed back his kitchen chair. Halfway up the stairs, he heard ripping. Flap, flap, flap came a voice. This was followed by thump, thump, thump. A picture came into Badger's mind. He sprinted down the hallway and tossed open the door. My box room! The room was supposed to be filled with boxes. Boxes to the ceiling, boxes wall to wall, teetering towers of boxes that shifted when you tip-clawed in and tip-clawed out. Once there had been a box for every need. No more. Only a single tower of shoeboxes remained. All of the other boxes lay, cut flat, flattened, stacked, defeated. What are you doing? Skunk stopped jumping and grinned at Badger. I am flattening boxes. He grabbed Badger's paw and dragged him into the room. The room is a perfect place for a skunk. Skunk pointed at a window seat. At night I will sit there and look at the moon. When there is not a moon, I will name constellations. I am good at naming constellations. We should go on a night hike, okay? Badger nodded, but he was only half listening. He had forgotten what the room looked like before boxes. He did not recall the yellow bed frame, or the bookcase of books. A green beanbag chair? Skunk wheeled around, arms out wide. He stopped with a stomp. Tonight I will write Aunt Lula and tell her I have found a room on the second floor. Badger knew what Aunt Lula would say. Good, Skunk has found a room. Alarmed, Badger said, what about a box room? You never know when you'll need a box of a certain size. Skunk turned and stared. Were you saving those boxes? Or no, I thought you had not gotten around to emptying this room out, which is why you do not want me to stay on the second floor, I thought. These are only boxes. I will flatten them. I will help out. Boxes take up too much room. If you do not keep on top of them. He looked at Badger. I am sorry. What about the special guest closet? Said Badger quickly. Skunk opened his mouth, closed it and opened it and said, I could not stay in the special guest closet for more than one night. Badger, that closet is too small, even for a skunk. Skunk looked around the piles of flattened boxes. Do you need this many boxes? Perhaps for rocks. I did not know rocks required so many boxes. Of course rocks do not require this many boxes. Heat rose under Badger's fur. Good. Skunk brushed off his paws. It is time to recycle. Skunk picked up a stack of flattened boxes and walked them to Badger. Badger took the stack of boxes. What else could he do? He had read Aunt Lula's letters. A moment later, Skunk appeared next to him, holding his own stack of flattened boxes. At the top of Skunk's pile were 3 unflattened shoe boxes. He gave Badger a serious look. I will find you another box room, I promise. As Skunk left the room, he said, Recycling feels good. Plus, there are always chickens. Chickens? Said Badger, but Skunk was already down the hallway. Curious, Badger followed. The first chicken appeared as Skunk set down his pile of boxes. Skunk gave the chicken one of the shoe boxes. Here you go, Bock, said the chicken, taking the box. The chicken strolled on. Skunk whispered, one of the Orpingtons. He raised his eyebrows. Yes, well, Badger mumbled. He watched the chicken pick its way down the alley, shoebox under wing, and thought, another chicken. Badger was setting his pile of boxes down when the next chicken came along. The chickens came at them in jerks and jerks, stretching out long yellow legs. Skunk gave the chicken a second shoebox. Bok, bok, bockety, bok, bok, said the chicken. Skunk leaned back and howled with laughter. Good one. Together they watched the chicken zig, then zag, then disappear from sight. Skunk smiled at Badger. Here today, gone to Leghorn. That's what I always say, you know. Badger did not know, but he nodded anyway. Did chickens live in his neighbourhood? Yesterday, 1 chicken. Today, 2 chickens. That's 3 chickens, Badger thought, as he and Skunk bound the piles of flattened boxes together with string and set them beside the recycle bin. We have done it, Skunk clapped his paws. Badger regarded the piles. No more boxes, no more box room. And then he saw 1 shoebox on the curb. Badger looked up the alley. He looked down the alley. No chickens. A chicken forgot its shoebox, he said to Skunk. I saved it, Skunk replied. For you. It is the best shoebox. He picked it up and held it out. Badger took it. Really? He turned it over in his paws. The lid fit snugly. It had sturdy sides. When you tapped on the box, it sounded pleasingly hollow. A box like this will hold many things. Thank you. Skunk thought a moment. That must be why the chickens like shoeboxes too. What do you think chickens keep in shoeboxes? Badger laughed. Eggs? Maybe eggs. Chickens do like to collect though. Eggs reminded Badger of breakfast. Breakfast reminded him of something else. I'm assuming you will be cleaning the kitchen. Of course not, said Skunk matter-of-factly. I cook, you clean. It's a law of nature. Anyway, I will be busy moving into the moon room. You clean? A law of nature? Badger thought as he scrubbed elbow deep in suds. Meanwhile, Skunk raced up and down the stairs, whistling a tune. Badger scrubbed more and listened to the happy scratching of a bristle broom on floorboards. He chipped away a muffin tin barnacled with butter, while upstairs the trash bin clanged, furniture scraped across the room, and something plopped like a reverberating beanbag like poof. Skunk's feet pattered in funny, cheek-like patterns, and Badger heard him uttering things like, yes, and this is such a good room. Badger pulled his paws out of the soapy water and discovered breakfast, eggs, pepper, wet muffin, matted in his fur. He wrote rubber gloves on the grocery list and thought, cold cereal in a cold bowl with cold milk has its advantages. Meanwhile, a hop-diddity-hop continued upstairs. Was Skunk skipping? Thump. Squeaky, squeak, squeak. A voice called out, do you know this bed is bouncy? It is bouncy. Badger tried his forearms on a dish towel and said nothing. He considered the yellow bed frame, the green beanbag chair, and the window seat for observing the moon. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Badger gathered up the smudged, encrusted apron and the moist dish towels and wondered where he would be allowed to keep his boxes. As he tossed the apron and towels into the laundry hamper, he realised he had thanked Skunk for his own shoebox. And when Badger had finished cleaning the kitchen, he found himself standing over a small potato lying in the corner. Rocket potato. Skunk said he would pick it up later. It would be a test, thought Badger, and he left Rocket Potato in its corner. Badger was sitting in a clean kitchen at a clean kitchen table reading and rereading the same page of Rockhound Weekly when Skunk announced he'd found a new box room. Skunk led Badger into the front hallway. Voila, he said, and opened the folding doors and tugged a chain. The light flickered on and hummed. That is my special guest closet, said Badger. It is better as a special box closet, said Skunk. See, I have already put 5 boxes of different sizes and your new shoebox inside it. True enough, Skunk had put 6 boxes, including Badger's shoebox, inside the closet. It was also true that Badger did not have many special guests. Fine, it is a special box closet, Badger said. Skunk hopped and grinned. Good. Badger observed Skunk coolly. Do you like your new room? I do. Good. Badger gave Skunk a stern look. I'm going to do my important rock work now, and I am not to be disturbed. Do you understand? Skunk nodded. Badger walked into the kitchen. From the kitchen, he walked directly into his rock room. Someone was behind him. He twisted round. What? Skunk shrugged. I was seeing where you were going. Scowling, Badger took hold of one of the pocket doors that separated his rock room from the kitchen and pulled it until it stopped halfway across the room. Skunk stood watching him. I will need quiet to do important rock work, Badger said. The pocket doors must remain shut. Okay, Skunk nodded again. Badger walked across the room, took hold of the other pocket door, and pulled it until there was a small gap between the 2 doors. Important rock work requires concentration and focus. He stepped through the gap, turned round and put his face in it. Do not bother me when I am in the rock room. Got it? Skunk's eyes widened. Got it. With that, Badger closed the doors. Then Badger raced across the rock room and closed the door to the hallway. It shut with a satisfying click. Badger leaned against it to catch his breath and heard Skunk whisper, shh, rock room. Then he heard the click, 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 and Skunk tip-clawed away. So now we know that Skunk has managed to move into his own bedroom, which probably means he's going to be staying more permanently. We'll find out what happens next later in next week, but we'll be doing some activities based on chapter 3 later this week.